She sat down and read him a story, then kissed him goodnight and left the room. By this time, Joshua was getting very sleepy. "Oh," he said as he yawned. So he put his head on his pillow and slowly drifted off to sleep. Or so he thought, as suddenly he heard a little voice. It sounded like a whisper.
"Psst! Hey, Joshua!"
Joshua sat up and tried to see who was in the room. He couldn't see anyone, so he put his head back on his pillow.
"Psst! Joshua!"
came the voice again.
"I'm not out there. I'm in here."
Joshua sat up in his bed again, but this time he was a little startled. He looked down at the pillow. Even though he knew a talking pillow was a strange and silly thing, but he was sure the voice had come from inside the pillow. Joshua whispered back, "Who are you? Where are you?" The little voice replied,
"I am Puff, and I live in your pillow. I come out when you enter Dreamland, but I need a little bit of help. Give your pillow a little squeeze and help me out so I can see you better."
Joshua leaned forward and gave his pillow a little squeeze, just as Puff had asked him to. Suddenly, out popped a fluffy cloud-like cuddly creature.
"Hello, Joshua. I am Puff. It's a pleasure to meet you,"
it said. "Hello. Nice to meet you too," replied Josh. Puff was a very polite creature and liked polite children. He thought that good manners were very important, so he held out his hand to shake Josh's hand, which is the polite thing to do when you meet someone for the first time. "I'm sorry," said Josh. "I can't shake your hand, because I'm not feeling well, and I don't want you to catch my bug."
"That's a shame,"
said Puff.
"Perhaps you should go to see the doctor."
"That's what my mum said," Joshua explained. "I really don't want to go, though. Doctors are scary. They put horrible things in children's mouths and they stick needles into their arms."
"But if you don't go to see your doctor, you won't be able to go to the zoo with your school friends,"
said Puff. "How do you know about that?" asked Joshua. Puff explained that when children enter Dreamland, Puff can see all the things that are worrying or troubling them.
"It would be a shame for you to miss your school trip, so I am going to help you,"
said Puff confidently to Joshua.
"Here, take my hand, and don't worry. I can't get ill because we are in Dreamland,"
said Puff reassuringly. Joshua took Puff's hand as Puff sucked a lot of air into his cheeks and then puffed it back out again and suddenly, whoosh, vanished from the bedroom and suddenly appeared in the sky, flying. "Wow," said Joshua. "Where are we going?"
"To the doctors,"
said Puff.
"I'm going to show you that not all doctors are scary and that they really want to help you."
They landed at Joshua's doctor's surgery, where they could see lots of old and young people waiting to be seen by the doctor. Some had problems with their arms and legs, whilst others were suffering from very bad colds because they were coughing and sneezing all the time. Puff leant over to Joshua and whispered in his ear,
"Do you see that little girl over there?"
pointing at a small girl who was wearing a pink dress.
"She doesn't feel very well, and her daddy has brought her to the doctor. Why don't you go over and say hello to her?"
Joshua followed Puff's advice and sat down next to her, even though he was still wearing his pajamas. She thought he looked a little bit funny in them, but she was still happy to chat. "Hello," said Joshua. "What's your name? And why are you here?" "Hello there, funny dress boy. I'm Amy, and my family are going on holiday at the end of the week, but if I don't get better, it'll be a sad holiday as I won't be able to do anything. I feel full of cold and I've done for 4 days. It's making my family and I sad." Just as she finished explaining how she felt, the doctor came out and called her name. So she went off with her daddy and the doctor. Joshua looked at Puff with a worried look on his face.
"Amy will be just fine,"
said Puff. A few minutes later, Amy and her dad came out again. Joshua rushed over to her to see if she was okay. "What did the doctor do to you?" he asked.